All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Enigmatica 6. I hope everyone's doing great. I know that I am. We're jumping right back on into things today, and I did want to run through an update really quickly with you guys before we go too far into things today. So, first and foremost, I hope you all enjoyed the last episode where we tried to get into Ars Nuevo over here. I'm just gonna call it ours. But anyway, we got into it a little bit. I am not really familiar with this mod at all, so it's my first time going through it. So obviously, just be patient with me as we work our way through. I do appreciate tips and tricks, obviously, as we keep moving through it. But again, just be patient as we kind of work our way through and figure things out, right? And I do have a plan for today on what I want to do around this, and we eventually need to get back up there and continue working on our immersive engineering setup for our biodiesel generator and our arc furnace as well. But anyway, that's beside the point. We're going to get to that in a little bit. We're going to do more Rs today. The one thing I did want to talk on before we jump too far into things is that there is an update to the pack out. So we were running on like the .4 version, I believe. But there is a .5 version for this mod pack as well. And I'm a little bit disappointed, not gonna lie, because the .5 version, basically what they recommend you to do is start a whole new world. So they've updated the pack, they've added new mods, they've made some improvements, but by downloading the newest update, or to the most recent one, it resets all the quests. So you'll have to go in and reset all your quests, and they walk you through this if this is something you do want to do in your world. It resets all the quests. It adds in new mods, like I said. So Tinkers would be in the pack now. They do a couple other things as well with biome blending and things like that, and just additional stuffs along those lines. And they say that you can keep your old world, but if you want to keep your old world, you have to go through all of these steps in order to get it to be compatible. And even then, you're starting from scratch on your quest lines, it sounds like. Because everything is reset, and I'm not a big fan of that. Now, if that was the only option for this pack, is that's how it has to be done, then I'm all for it, right? Like, okay, I completely understand, but it kind of hurts the rest of us, right, that have been playing through it here. I'm gonna collect some stuff as we talk here, because this stuff will be useful for us, some plants and crops, but it kind of hurts the rest of us, right? Like those of us who have been playing through the pack, who have been, establishing our homesteads and looking forward to, continuous updates, now getting basically told that your best option to keep moving forward in the pack is to actually, start a brand new world. Bit of a bummer. So, I'm not planning on doing that because obviously we are already relatively well invested into this world, right? We've done a lot of stuff here, and we have a lot more that's coming down the pipeline, right? So I don't really want to ignore that fact of where we are at and just so easily switch over to a new one, because I feel like we're still in our infancy, right, of the pack itself. And now we're getting into the point where we would have to reset everything. So anyways, I just wanted to put it out there for those of you who might be following along, playing along on your own world, is that is where things are at with that. So, anywho, so enough on talking with stuff like that. We're gonna get some stuff put away here. Like I said, I was just grabbing a few things since we were down here, just to bring these back up to the top and put them away. I think that's all the seeds, right? I guess we could take these sweet potato seeds out and put them away as well. Those seeds could be useful for our biodiesel generation, as you guys remember when we got into things. But yeah, we're going to get back into ours today. I think it would be really fun to keep going on that path. Like I said, we do need to go back to immersive engineering. But what I want to do is get into our quest line, and I want to head towards this enchanting apparatus. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. So this one sounds like it. I mean, it's an altar, right, that we want to get up and going, but it'll allow us to kind of expand in some of the other areas of ours, it seems like. So one's own reservoir of mana is limited. The flesh can only hold so much. Certain magical materials exist to assist, but themselves require access to greater reservoirs to even make. An external apparatus is therefore required to hold the reagents for such creative endeavors. Okay, so basically we want to construct the apparatus, and it'll tell you how to go through everything with it. But we're going to want to get a arcane core, right? We're going to need the enchanting apparatus itself, and then we're going to need 8 of these. So we are going to need this arcane stone, which is not bad. It just takes those mana gems. So we are going to have to head back up to the top here. All right, guys, so I went ahead and I crafted everything up. Didn't capture it on camera. Figured it was pretty straightforward for you guys to follow along on your own playthrough. If you are crafting everything up, I didn't want to spend too much time showing all of the crafting stuff. So I went ahead, I got everything crafted up. So guys, remember again what you need for this. Real quickly, just to go over it, arcane core, the enchanting apparatus, and then 8 of the arcane pedestals. Now it says to construct the enchanting apparatus, place down the arcane core first, with the enchanting apparatus on top of it. Pretty straightforward. And then the pedestals can be placed anywhere in an 11 by 11 area centered on the core. A mana jar with mana must also be present nearby, which I don't know if that needs to be within the 11 by 11. I don't know how close that needs to be. We're going to find that out here relatively quick. In order to work with it, place the reagents in the pedestals and the focus in the enchanting apparatus itself. Then sneak right-click the apparatus with an empty hand. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, guys. We did complete it, so I'm going to grab this, and then we're going to move on to other things. The main thing being the Mana Bloom seeds. The Mana Bloom sits at the border between the mundane and the magical. It grows as any other plant, but its roots reach through the veil, soaking in more mana that infuses the earth. Growing these will serve 2 purposes, to a budding practitioner, my bad. First, they produce more mana than any mundane plant when grown. Second, they can be woven into fabric that intertwines itself with the wearer's mana, expanding the practitioner's reservoirs, which is really nice. That's definitely what we want to get up and going. And so yeah, so we're down here by our crops, and what I ended up doing is I expanded out a little bit over here. Holy smokes, that tree grew right when I turned around. Thought it was a glitch, but no, it just grew in right away. We need to add more in here, but I've been expanding out. As you guys know, down here, we've been adding in a bunch of dirt and stuff to kind of just expand out and make it look a little bit nicer, because a lot of this is just peat, and it kind of looks gross. Like, it looks nice when it's covered in grass like that, when you're looking down on it. But when we're walking through it here, I want it to be lush, because this is where we're growing our crops and everything like that. So I figured what we would do is we would place it right here. I had a nice spot picked out for it. I utilized some polished marble and arcane brick. That is smooth. You can utilize those from the stone cutter. Obviously, we have our portable stone cutter, but you just throw these guys in here, and it offers a great deal of opportunities for different types of variants of this stone. So, like, lots of cool things for it. As you guys know who have followed along, I love purple, so obviously we're going to utilize that where it can. And then marble is pretty straightforward as well. So we got this up and going. Let's take a quick peek. So the next thing would be the Mana Bloom seed. That's what we would want to do. So we're going to need some of these gems around the outside, and wheat, I'm guessing, would then go on the inside. I wish it was a little bit more straightforward on how we are crafting that up. But if you guys recall, if we go into our actual book and we go to the apparatus here, we can go to the Mana Bloom seeds, and you can see and hear how it actually needs to be put within the enchanter here, within the altar setup that we have going on. So we're going to need more mana gems, I know, right off the bat. Wheat seeds, you know, I feel like we kind of just went through and I cleaned up a bunch of wheat seeds from, oh, I had them in the trash there. I cleaned up a bunch of stuff from down here because I was trying to sort it out a little bit. So we are going to need more of those gems because I utilized a lot of them already. Now, the original idea was I was actually going to put it up here. I was thinking this would be a cool spot for it, like right up in this area, and keep it relatively close to the farm. But I wanted it even closer to our farms, because all of our farming is going to be down there. So this might be used for something different down the line. So we are going to have to head down into our mines to do a little bit of digging to get those gems, because we need some more of them. And I have done a little bit of work down there, so I will meet you guys down in the mines. All right, guys, we are down in the mines here. We're actually in that ravine where we come down, so our ladder is like right up there where we can get back up to the surface. But I have been doing a lot of digging down here to get some good resources, mainly a lot of silver. We did need a good amount of silver. I always try to pick up coal and iron as well whenever I see it, just because obviously those are very useful, and we go through them relatively quick. Now, again, these gems are pretty easy to find, and as you can see, guys, we've really been doing a lot of work. I've been mining out some really crazy tunnels here just to find some useful resources. And as you can see down there, yeah, it's so far down that you can't even see the end of it. It just kind of goes off into oblivion there. Now, realistically, these 10 are going to be enough for us, but since we're already down here, I'm going to try to grab as many as I can possibly see within a, relatively decent distance. I think this would be fine, actually. If we just grab these ones, and then we'll call it at that. Make sure we get some more torches down here. Anything else relatively close? I don't think so. Not that I'm seeing. Actually, might be right here. Yeah, right there in the ceiling. We'll grab these, and then we're going to head back upstairs and get crafting on these seeds, because realistically we're going to want a good amount of them, right? We're not just going to want one. We're probably going to want a couple of them to get a good farm going. So I would imagine that 16 should do us good. I mean, 4 for each one, so that should give us 4 in total, right? If we have 16. The other thing I actually did want to call out that I don't know if I've ever talked on it before, but this shovel that we use, we picked this up out on our explorations in one of the locations. I don't know. I don't honestly remember. You guys might be able to recall it when we picked it up. But I've been using this a lot because not only is it unbreakable. Actually, I feel like I killed I killed a mob to get this. It's unbreakable, but it also has the ability to place a torch at the cost of 1 durability. Now, that's the funny thing, right? You can place a torch at the cost of 1 durability, but it's unbreakable. So basically, this is infinite torches right here, which is probably a little bit overpowered for us, to be completely honest. We don't have to craft torches up. All we got to do is hold on to the shovel, and we can obviously then use this shovel for our own purposes, right? Just for shoveling different things like dirt and gravel and so on and so forth. But yeah, I don't feel like I ever called it out or where I got it from, and I don't recall if I killed a mob for it or if I picked it up in a camp, but it's always good to keep an eye out for those things and try to get some of those some good loot items there. Well, I talked enough that we already made it all the way back up to the base here. Now we're gonna sleep through the night, and then we're gonna head down the hill here to keep on moving on with things. Now, again, the one thing I do want to mention, guys, as I'm looking around at our whole entire setup here, it's like I would be extremely bummed, upgrading on the pack, or updating the pack, I should say, and us having to basically reset everything that we've done thus far. I really want to enjoy the new stuff, right? Don't get me wrong. I would really love to be able to do that. But also at the same time, I just don't want to lose out on what we already have. So it is what it is, I guess. All right, so we're going to want to place these all around. It doesn't really matter where we place them. I think just as long as they're there. And then all we got to do is take a seed and place it in the middle. And I don't know, I guess is it close enough to grab off of that mana, or is it taking from our mana? Honestly, have no idea how that worked. It worked somehow, and we did get a mana bloom seed. So we can obviously then do that again, repeat the process. We just throw these all around here. We put those away, and we grab our seeds. We throw it in there. Yeah, I can't tell, man. It's not taking our mana. Is it taking mana from over here? Maybe. It's very hard to tell, to be completely honest with you guys. But we will grab that, and then we'll keep going. We'll get a couple of these, I guess, up and going, and then we want to get them placed down. We want to get a good spot for them, which maybe a good spot would be right along the river's edge here, or the pond edge that we got going on. This might be a good place to have it. Kind of just trickle in over here. So if we knock these bad boys out, and we'll place these in here. We'll have one more once we get this, and then place, oh, I gotta place these first. Okay, that is a good call out. You do need to place your pedestal items first before you can place that down. So we'll get that, and we'll place another one there, and then this will get us another one, and we will throw that right on there. And I guess for the time being, I'll throw our wheat back down as well. I guess I should have grabbed some bone meal while we were up there, but that completes that quest. That is going to get us the mana bloom seed, and we do have the harvest glyph then, so we can utilize that, which I feel like we already had, actually. Did we not? Yo, I think maybe we crafted it up? Yeah, I think we already had it crafted up. So we got it again, which is kind of funny, but that's a good thing to call out. You can either craft it, or you can get it from that quest progression there. So with that made up, we do have a couple different things that we could go down, which is like, I think you can actually get like spells going and like spell circles and things like that. There is a mana relay. What is this? It spreads and influences but rarely collects. Binding it in jars is an excellent way of storing mana for later use, but moving it from place to place can be a touchy subject. Mana relays serve this purpose. They provide a controlled channel for mana to flow through without... ooh, that's really nice. So we could utilize this. We need a Dominion Wand to link this. But that would be pretty cool to do. You just need gold, a mana jar. That's not that bad, guys. But the other thing that we were looking at was going down this path, right? Looking at a turret or a summoning crystal. A summoning crystal could be really cool. But for a summoning crystal, we are going to need a block of mana gems and all of that stuff. Now, the summoning crystal, not all tasks lend themselves to completion by simple automations like turrets or a ruin. There exists a certain magical creatures. The turret would actually be pretty cool. The spell turret is an enhanced apparatus used to cast spells on demand with a redstone pulse. Like the similar runes created by runic chalk, it can be provided with a prepared spell parchment by right-clicking the device with the parchment. Unlike runes, it can use both touch and projectile forms, which that would be pretty cool to get up and going. We do need a glyph of redstone signal and a spell parchment as well. So we are going to need a lot more mana gems. And unfortunately, I just don't have a lot of them. A spell parchment, we could actually get that up and going. And then also that'll get us a workstation as well, it looks like. Okay. What about this? The carbuncle charm. How do we do one of these? We do need this shard. A wild where do we find a wild carbuncle? A golden nugget. What is a carbuncle? What is that? Will our book explain a little bit more here? I know I'm going on and on about this, right? But where we could really be doing other things right now, right? But I'm very, very curious. Oh, can we not search? Like, can I not type into this? I thought there was a way that we could do that. It doesn't look like there is. Yeah, carbuncle naturally appear in wooded areas in search of golden nuggets. Oh, that's what they look like. Okay. So basically we need to give them a golden nugget. I've seen those guys before. Ooh, okay. Which it's funny because I don't think that's a quest line, is it? Do that? I mean, it's a quest line to get the thing up and going. Okay, now I'm really interested. How are these plants doing? I just wanted to check on the 14%. Okay. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to run up to the base. I'm going to get some golden nuggets. I'm going to come back down. We're going to go out on a hunt to try to find one of these things and give it a golden nugget because I am curious. I want to try this out. The other thing I did want to note, actually, as I'm walking, is we need to get back to our bees soon because we really have put them on the back burner and we really should get some better automation going up with them because that's a really good source of resources for us. Really good source of resources. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, but anyways, let me get this golden nugget and we'll go out on a hunt for this wild animal. All right, guys, so I am out trying to find one of these guys, and I'm actually kind of struggling. I feel like I've had good luck in the past spotting them, but of course, it's always you spot them when you don't need them, or you're not thinking about them, right? Now, I have actually gone off in a different direction than normal, so maybe that's where my my anguish is coming in. Wild onions. Ooh, I think we have onions, but some wild onions would be nice to plant some onions. I thought I did notice something over in this direction, so I kind of want to head up here across the way because I think it was over there. There are a lot of bees out here too. Lots of bees that we already have though, coal bees and so on. I did see some RGBs as well, which are pretty cool. But if I remember correctly, the RGBs are a little bit different in this pack. And yes, that is exactly what I thought it would be. Would you look at that? Spawned extremely weird. Don't get me wrong in that aspect, right? But if we get our way over here, let me grab some dirt here. But we do have a waystone, which will be super nice to be able to utilize waystones. Now, I don't really plan on using waystones too much. I mean, considering we've only found, this is our second one that we've found. But when we can use them, they're going to be extremely helpful. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm having a really hard time finding these guys. Now, it did say that these guys, I have to go in the book. I have to go in the book. Appear in wooded areas in search of golden nuggets. So I guess we're too out in the open. Maybe we need to head back up into the woods here. But I feel like I've had luck seeing them here before, like out not in this specific area, but just in out in the open like this before. But again, I could be wrong. Oh, there's a raccoon hanging out here. We do have a wooded area over here. But yeah, I guess I didn't explain. So I did head south. Whoa, what is that? What is that? Okay, we'll have to take a look at that later. But yeah, I headed this way, so southwards. Just kind of looking around because we never really explored this way, and it's something that I had been wanting to do, is to come this way, and try to find, I don't know, just anything useful, and set up maybe a base camp this way. But look at all the flower forest. This would have been beautiful to set up shop in. But you know what? It's perfectly fine. We do have a hobbit hole here. I gotta be careful with that. Okay. Nothing in there, nothing really for us. So let us, did I not pick up some junk that I really don't need? Yeah, that carpet we don't need. But turning this into bone meal, because that's super useful for us to have. There's a bed there if we really needed to utilize it, but I'm still on the hunt for these guys. So I guess I'll keep looking around. Ooh, what are you? What? A spelling bee? And there's two of you. Okay. Hang on. This is why I keep these with me. We're going to grab you, and we're going to grab you. Okay. What are you guys used for? The spelling bee. I have never heard of a spelling bee before. Well, I've heard of a spelling bee before, but what are you? A spelling? Okay. But like, what do you output? You output this honeycomb, right? You could potentially get a villager egg. Holy smokes, from one of these guys. Okay. What can this be utilized for in a centrifuge then? You can get books. That's actually very useful. Very useful, excuse me. All right, well, I'm gonna keep looking then. All right, guys, I'm still on the hunt for one of those guys. But look at this, I did make our way into the forest here. Oh, we got a witch on our back. I gotta keep moving. But I did find this place, so it's like a dark forest mansion, which is pretty cool to see. Really haven't actually experienced that before, so really, really cool find, and relatively close to where our setup is, so that'll be nice to utilize down the line. Now, the one thing I have been noticing, though, is as we're searching for that guy, at least back in the flower forest, it was very hard to see any of them because it would blend in with any of the flowers. So that was kind of one of the harder things. But there were lots of bees over there, so I picked up a whole heck of a lot of bees, which will be really nice to have for our expanding bee sanctuary. Once we get a little bit more going, we can get some cool things going. I did pick up a really cool bee too, called the kitten bee, I believe. And you actually believe, and you can actually get a cat spawn egg possibly from it. So if you go through the right process of centrifuging the honeycomb that they produce, so really, really cool find. Just lots of things that I mean, I don't remember that being in all the mod 6 when we were using bees as well. That didn't really seem to be an option in there, so it must just be an updated version of things there. So anyways, I'm going to keep looking here. I'm getting back into territory that we've gone through before, so maybe this will actually be a little bit more useful for us. Maybe we'll have a little bit better chance of finding what we need down in this direction. So again, guys, I'm going to keep looking. All right, guys, so we have traveled quite a ways here. I've come all the way south, so we were back up here, came all the way down this way, crossed over, looked all through here, couldn't find anything, and I've started coming in this way and found this nice little acacia village here, right? Acacia, is that what it is? Yeah, acai village here. And look what it has by default in it. It actually has a waystone, which is really cool. We're going to keep it here. This will be really nice. The one thing I am noticing, it obviously takes some experience levels to go to and from, but this will be really nice to have. And I did pick up another waystone along the way, I did find one, obviously. I have 2 in my inventory now. So that'll be useful. I guess I really should have been like kind of putting them down as we go in specific areas, but I think we'll be perfectly fine. Still a no luck at all, like 0 luck, and I'm very, very disappointed that we really haven't been able to find any of these guys, even though we are supposed to be able to, and I feel like I've seen them before, which I think that's what irks me the most, is that I know that I've seen these guys before out in the wilds. It's just a whole means of actually then finding them again in the wilds here, so I'm going to keep looking. Hopefully we do come across one. Worst case scenario, if I come back and we don't have one yet, you guys will know. Well, guys, still no luck. We've managed to come pretty far out here. And we have actually found a savanna, which means that we have Alex's mobs out here. So elephants, kangaroos, all the good stuff here. Look at this kangaroo right in our face here. We also have found a couple more villages along the way, and as you can see, we've been having really good luck. We've been having better luck with finding waystones out here in the wilds than anything else, honestly. So we're just gonna have to keep looking, unfortunately, and that's what I'm just gonna keep doing. Is I'm gonna keep going. I'll bring you back when we do find some good stuff. Like we have this nether portal, broken nether portal here. Ooh, ooh, that's awesome. We'll hold on to that. We do have this one. Ender Disruption and an iron and some iron nuggets. Ooh, that actually all sounds really, really good. So I'm gonna grab some of those. But I'm gonna keep going on and bring you guys back when it makes sense. All right, guys, still no luck, and I'm honestly getting to the point where we might just call it quits for looking for this episode because we've been all over the place. But I am way out here in some rose fields. These look amazing. I mean, look at this, like roses as far as you can see, which is just insane. Just such beautiful world gen over here. But we did find this nice little house. So I figured we would check it out. There's some really cool things in here, and this would be a really good pit stop for us along the way. If we ever needed to stop for anything. There's a chair here. It's kind of funny how it's made. What do we got in here? An efficiency shovel, an iron bullseye. Ooh, that's pretty nice. Some meat. Ooh, there's a lot of good stuff here. And unfortunately, we're getting really full up on our bag with stuff. So I guess we should be going through and kind of taking off some of the things we really just don't need yet. I want to plant those. That'd be really nice. We can convert that down. Cardboard, I don't think we really need it. So let's grab stuff out of here then. And we'll throw some of this into the backpack. I guess we'll throw that in there. That stuff's not going to stack either. And then we'll grab those 2 things. So that means we're pretty much filled up. There is a double bed in here, which is really nice. I think we're going to also put a waystone here. Ooh, and there's some nice creepy stuff up in the attic. Lots of chests. Nothing really in them, unfortunately. Is there something back there? Doesn't look like it. At least nothing that we can get to. We probably should put some light down up here, though, because it is very, very dark. But you got some melons and some hay bales up there, which is pretty nice. You have a blast furnace there. Yeah, this is going to be a really good spot for us to come back to. So let's grab our waystones here, and we're going to place one in here. I think this would be a great location for us to be able to come to. We're going to place it here, and we're going to call it the Rose Fields. I think I misspelled that. I know how to spell. No, I definitely spelled it right the first time. Or did I not? No, I spelled it right. Okay. And then what I'm going to do as well, which I've been doing, is marking on the map where this is. So this is the Rose Fields, just so we know where we're going to. Obviously, this one is a little bit easier to understand, right? Like we know that this one is here, and it's in the rose fields. But I was doing it with the other villages as well. So the villages up here and up there as well, so we can easily get to them. We'll probably do the same with the other villages that we find along the way. But I don't know, man. I guess we'll just keep moving on. There's a broken portal here. That's actually kind of funny because that one's like worse than normal, I would say. But yeah, I guess I'll just keep going for the time being. We do have some other buildings over here, different dungeons we could get into if we really wanted to. I really wanted to find this guy. I mean, worst case scenario, we did a little bit of ours and we did some good exploration, which is one of the things I did really want to do. So anyways, all right, I'm going to keep going and we'll just see what we find. All right, guys, big surprise. Still no luck. The game crashed on me while I was exploring. There is some issues with forming some structures and the game crashing, unfortunately, which is a big bummer. But I did happen upon this spawner here. As you can see, I have it in my hand. It is a silver fish spawner, and I utilized our Silk Touch pickaxe in order to be able to pick that up, just because. I felt like it was it was a good thing to grab since we're out here. And there was this chest underneath it, which has some really good stuff in it. Slime balls, silver fish spawn egg. We do have some name tags and such, which is awesome. I'm trying to make room, honestly, but we're kind of running into a tight spot where we don't really have much room left for anything, to be completely honest. I guess we'll take that. And we do have name tags. I mean, I'm holding on to some of these things because I really would like to have them. But it's probably about time that we got rid of some stuff, right? Probably makes the most sense. We do have a bucket. The name tags are so good to have, man. Okay, let's switch that out like so. We're gonna leave that here, and we're gonna grab that. So that should be good. But yeah, unsurprisingly, still no luck on our search here for one of those guys. Tons of exploration done, which I'm super happy about, to be completely honest with you guys. That's something I really did want to do. And from the looks of it, as you guys can see, we've been finding a lot of waystones. So realistically, the mode of transportation is going to start becoming more so focused around the use of some waystones, when, applicable. Like getting from different places. Oh my god. Oh, I got so excited. I thought it was one of them, and it's just a cat. So sad. I thought for sure that was going to be the winner there. I thought, of course, we hop back onto to recording here, and we find one, but no, that's not the case. It was just a kitty cat. But yeah, so yeah, I wanted to utilize our horse more to get around, and that's why I've been putting off getting a jetpack and so on and so forth, just because I knew that once we get that, like the transportation methods are they just take off. Like there's no going back. There's no reason for you to want to run around and do stuff when you can easily fly around to what you need to do, or you can use waystones to get around to wherever you want to go. But I think that we've been finding so many of them, it's kind of like a sign to us that, hey, these are here and available. Realistically, we probably should just be using them. So that's going to be the plan going forward, is we're going to use waystones whenever we can, to get from village to village, and then anything in between, we'll probably set up a little bit differently there. Ooh, there's a creeper there. We're going to want to avoid him as much as possible. Eat some chicken here. But yeah, I am really bummed out that we were not able to find what we were looking for. I mean, I'm very surprised also, because I feel like in all the mod 6, we would find so many of those guys, and we never had a use for them, because we never got into this mod in that mod pack. So, but you know what? It is what it is. We'll keep looking. Maybe you guys have some tips or suggestions on where we could be looking. Maybe we're looking in just completely the wrong spots, but and maybe their spawns have been greatly reduced, or maybe there's an issue with it that I'm unaware of. But that's why I kind of hopefully rely on some of you guys to be able to offer some insights into what is going on with that, if possible. I do appreciate it, guys. But with that being said, we are probably just going to wrap up the episode there. I am heading back towards our village over here so we could place down a waystone that we picked up along the way, so we can easily get out here. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. So I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below, or better yet, leave a comment. Let me know how you guys are feeling on the series, or like I said, tips, tricks, suggestions, anything along those lines is always greatly appreciated. I always do read through the comments. Even if I can't always respond to them, I do try to read through as many of them as I can. And I do appreciate you guys taking that time to leave those comments. Actually, I think we're going to go over here to this this structure, this base that we found, and place these down over here. If you are new to the channel and you do want to follow along, definitely hit that subscribe button and bell notification. I'll let you know every single time a new episode is posted to the channel. We do stream over on Twitch, usually on Mondays and Fridays at about 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we do go live at other times as well. And actually, recently we've been playing a lot on our live streams. I'm probably actually going to get live after after I'm finished recording this video here. But we've been playing Days Gone recently, so if you are interested in checking that out, link for that in the description down below. What did we name this place? the fort. We'll name this the fort as well. Can I rename it? Oh, crap, that's not what I wanted to do. I guess we could break it and replace it. We do also have a community Discord set up. So if you feel like joining in the community, I highly recommend checking that out. Link for that in the description down below as well. What is this unnamed one? Where is that at? That must be, oh, that must be the Rose. Yeah, this, for whatever reason, Rose Fields didn't keep, crashed over here, so. But here's the Rose Fields. Yeah, isn't it so nice to be able to get around like this? And if we head back to home, just takes 3 levels. So we'll definitely want a good way of getting levels up so we can easily get around. That's going to be kind of our deterrent from using waystones for the time being. But anyway, I'm blabbering on. I'm trying to wrap up the episode, and I keep going on and on and on. But guys, thank you again so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it, and I will catch you all in the next episode. Take it easy.